So the bucket that goes round and round is really similar to our ladybugs. And I did a bucket because it was something easy for you to see, but when it was at the top, let's see, and your bucket maybe looks like this at the top. Your free body diagram would have the weight force towards the center of the earth, and the tension force is also down. Personally, when I'm doing a problem like this, I like to note where my center of the circle is. So if this was at the top, would that be a good place for the center of my circle? Okay, it just reminds me of where the center was. And the best way to solve these problems is to let towards the center be positive. So anything that's pointing towards the center is positive. So when we sum up these forces that are radial, they are centripetal because they are pointing towards the center. I'm always on the fence whether or not to actually say this out loud, but the centripetal force is not a new force. It is the forces or force that's pointing towards the center. These two forces, weight and tension, are not new. They're not brand new forces. They are forces that we've played with for weeks. Now they're just pointing towards the center. So with their powers combined, they are centripetal. So those radial forces are equal to MAC. And in this case, those radial forces, because I'm going to let down or towards the center be positive, when I sum up my radial forces, do radial forces have to point towards the center? They could point which way? Away from the center of the circle, and they would still be radial, okay? I would have my gravitational force and my tension force, and with their powers combined, they are centripetal. So they give us the MAC, and AC was V squared over R. Now at the bottom, so you had your bucket at the bottom. Oh, that's a sad bucket. You put your pencil on the bucket and you trace the chord, and the tension force is up. The center is above it when we're at the bottom. The gravitational force is down. So when we sum these radial forces, because they are radial, they are centripetal. They are center-seeking. You can use the phrase center-seeking instead of centripetal if you want to. Everybody will know what you're talking about that knows physics. So towards the center is positive, away from the center is negative, equals MAC. And then we could solve for tension if we know the weight and all that kind of stuff. But that's how to use those FBDs with our circular motion.